lovely friends, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Melissa, or Missa. Join the family. I upload 3 to 4 times a week and it'd be rude of you not to, let's be honest. So today I thought, I have very little time today. I've actually got my MOT very soon and I thought I needed to do an updated brushes video, and this is going to be my favourite brushes that I think you all need to invest in. I don't have a brush for everything because for some categories I don't have favourites. I just use heaps of different brushes. So this is 2 of my brush pots. I have 6 of these. So I have a lot of brushes to choose from, but I'm picking my tippity toppy favourites. I'm sure I've forgotten one. And these are ones that I feel like you need to buy if you want new brushes. A lot of them, I'm just gonna say it now, are Morphe. If you don't like Morphe brushes, this won't be the video for you. Some of them aren't, but most of them are, to be honest. I have probably got the biggest collection of Morphe now. I never used to, but now I do, and I love my Morphe brushes. I've literally never had a complaint about them. I think they're wonderful. If you don't agree, totally fine. We can still be friends. I'm gonna start off actually with face brushes and just kind of get these out of the way. So my favourite brush for powder, like loose powder or pressed powder or a nice glowy powder, is my Real Techniques. This is the RT003. It's the Brush Crush or something, one of their fancier brushes, but I love the shape of it. In fact, when I first got it, they sent me a big parcel. When I first got it, I thought, I'll just declutter that, I'll never use it, it's a weird shape. But it's quite dense but very soft, so I feel like it really packs on powder. I have like other brushes, like where are you? My BH Cosmetics V1, which is way bigger, and I'll use this if I'm just wanting a touch of powder. If I want a bit more, I'll pack it on with this Real Techniques one. I couldn't live without it. It's the best. It's the bee's knees. And then for cream contour, which I do pretty much every single day, is another Real Techniques brush. So there is other brands in here. This is the RT200 Expert Foundation Brush. So it's a foundation brush, but for me, I just feel like the quality of it, the bristles, the softness, the density, is just perfect for cream contour. This one looks so lovely and clean. Let me get one that I actually used today for cream contour. I never want my cream contour to look super stark. I want it to look very blended and diffused, and that's what this brush gives me. Like, I don't like those much skinnier, where's my voice going? I don't like those much skinnier contour, like cream contour brushes, because I feel like I get too harsh a line, whereas this you can really buff it in and just make it look really natural. Then for powder contour, it's definitely, oh, I love this brush. This is my 004 Real Techniques. It's, again, they sent me this in the set with this one. It's so itty bitty and it's got a nice angle on it, and I'm trying, I shouldn't really touch my face because I've already done my makeup and I'm trying to look natural today. This is just a fabulous brush. I also really like it for blush. I like it for cream contour as well, because although it is smaller than my other one, it does blend things out real nice. It's, I feel like a really staple brush, and I don't even know if these are still available. I really hope they are, because they are wunderbar, as Franca would say. German. Go to TK Maxx or TJ Maxx. They have heaps of Real Techniques brushes. I got heaps recently for very cheap, but these are my favourites. And then, so the last of my face brushes that I could not live without are my JH06. Over this whole crazy time in the world, Morphe keep putting on these excellent sales, so these brushes always go up for half price. I think they're usually £12. I get them for 6 or 7, maybe they're £14, whatever. I've got all of mine half price. I've got 3 now. I've got 2 that I use for blush, and I've got 1 that I use for bronzer. This is the best brush in my collection. I want so many more just to have. It's the perfect shape. It's very not dense. What's the word for not dense? Someone that's dense like me wouldn't know. It's flippity floppity. That's how I say it. It's just, I can't describe it. For bronzer, I think it's because I've been getting into more natural-ish skin recently, and this, like, what's my other one that I always used to use? My BH Cosmetics V3, which is, it's got a similar angle on it, but it's a bit more dense, it's a bit more packy on-y. So like, you'll really pack on your bronzer with this brush, whereas this one, or blush. It just diffuses it out so beautifully. I can't get over it. I recommend this brush to everybody. Someone recommended this to me ages ago and now I have 3, so whoever recommended it to me, you're the best. I love you and thank you. I now own 3, as you can tell. This one has blue around it, so I know that it's my bronzer brush. It's so soft. It washes beautifully. It's never like gone out of shape or gone weird. Can't live without it. I find it quite hard talking about like favourites because I just want to say it's great, it's wonderful, go and get it. Oh, it's great, it's wonderful, go and get it. Oh, this one's also great and wonderful, go and get it, because I just love them. My words don't flow like a poet. Moving on to eye brushes. I have a few, most of them are Morphe, but I'm going to start with JESSUP because there's a couple of JESSUP brushes I could not live without. I think these are the only 2. First one is my 230. This is a tiny little pencil brush. This is my favourite brush for under eyeshadow. Packing it on and blending it out. It's also great for under the brow highlight or inner corner highlight or nose highlight. This is fantastic. You need to buy JESSUP brushes in a set. I don't know if you can buy them individually, but you get sets of 15 on Amazon for less than £15. I always talk about JESSUP brush sets. They're complete dupes for ZOEVA. So I've got this brush from ZOEVA. It is like the 230 as well, but this one's better. And the other one is the 234. These came from the same set. This is just a flat brush, and this for me is packing on mattes or shimmers all over my eyelid, or even under blending as well. Blending nothing's got nothing on under there. Great brushes, really affordable, just 100% dupes for ZOEVA. I mean, it's kind of cheeky how much they are duped. No one seems to moan about it though, like, and get upset. They are just like rip-offs of ZOEVA, but considering I have like a ZOEVA brush set and I have a JESSUP brush set and I reach for my very much cheaper JESSUP brushes 100% of the time, that tells you something, because I like brushes. Like, I don't feel like I settle for cheap quality brushes. I like good quality brushes. Then for a little bit more detail work, the Colourpop E6 is the best angled liner brush for actually doing eyeliner. I would probably use this on my brows as well, but that's my ZOEVA 317, which is also a favourite. I should probably get that out. They are very similar. The Colourpop is a little bit cheaper, probably for you guys in America especially, because it's a lot easier to get. For us, you're better getting the ZOEVA, to be honest. But I love this brush for liner work. It is so detailed and so wonderful. And then for brows, it is my ZOEVA 317. I can get all my little brush strokes done. It's the best. It's very fine, and when you use it with a pomade it gets even finer. I cannot get over how much I love this brush. I have 3 of these. 2 I don't use because they're saving them in case something ever happens to that one. But yeah, I love this Colourpop brush, and if you're in America, I'd highly recommend buying it. And then for even more fine, this brush name is ridiculous, the Morphe M250-1. It's a little liner brush. I think it's excellent. I really do want to try the ZOEVA Beauty ones because I've heard really good things about how tiny and fine they are. But for now, I've got my Morphe M250-1. I think this came in a James Charles brush set, and let me tell you how specific this is. Like, because a brush maybe doesn't seem that specific until you like get product on it. It's like when you get your brow pomade on your brow brush, it makes the bristles more fine, and it's just like that with this liner brush. I'll use it a lot with my Sheen like cake liners and get really tiny details done. I can't talk about this brush enough. It's great. Let's talk about blank canvas. I really love blank canvas brushes. I think they're phenomenal quality. They are from Ireland, I'm pretty sure, and there's 2 brushes from them I cannot live without. There is a third, but I kind of like cut it to make it better, so I don't want to include it. So the first one is the E10. I know Tia really likes this brush as well. It's a tiny little flippity floppity blending brush. I have small eyes, I have hooded eyes. I need tiny brushes to really get my blend perfect in all the creases and things. That's what this brush is absolutely wonderful for. Can't recommend it enough. But something a bit bigger but that puts on colour and blends it to utter perfection is my blank canvas E87. I use this pretty much in every single video where I put eyeshadow on. I can't live without it. It's bigger than my M514 from Morphe, which is included. it's better. It's definitely better for doing more like smoked out looks, whereas my M514 is great for still smoking out a look but with small hooded eyes. You just, I don't know, you can't really go to these huge brushes that you see a lot of people use. Like, I mean, I've got a couple on my knee that I'm going to talk about, but like big fluffy blending brushes or smaller fluffy blending brushes, you just have to get brushes that work for your eye shape. If you've got like lovely big eyes with no hoods, use these. But if you've got hooded small eyes, the M514, the E10, the E87 are great. And then talking about tiny blending brushes, let me get rid of these. A recent discovery for me, it was in TK Maxx a few weeks ago now, maybe last month, the month before. I found a few of these e.l.f. brushes. This is the e.l.f. Detail Crease brush, and it is a tiny little blending brush, and it is perfection. I think I paid £1 for them. There was only 2 and I bought both because I knew I was going to like it pretty much. This is great for blending underneath your eyes or very detailed crease work. If you can't find these in TK Maxx or even on the e.l.f. website, like I always feel like stuff goes into TK Maxx when it's maybe going to be discontinued. I don't know. Anyway, if you can't find this, the M506 is always been a favourite. I still remember when I first ordered this brush and the joy I got from it, and I've slowly built up a collection. I have heaps of M506s now. I have a lot of M506. This is how much I love this brush. It is small, it is detailed, it is tiny, it is fine, it is detailed, it's the best. Look at the size of it in the crease, but it's fluffy enough that it blends. It's dense enough that it packs on. It's probably like if all of my brushes died and went away and I could save one, it would be my M506. And then the M508. This was recommended to me as well. I think it also came in a James Charles brush set. I've been using this every single day since I got this set. It's really nice for packing on colour, like just to smoke out your lash line, or even packing on very shimmery metallics over the lid. It's good underneath. It's just a tiny little detail brush. It's soft. I love it. It's really nice for under the brow highlight as well. It's a great brush and I can't see myself living without it now. Like, let me find, like, you get nice flat packing brushes like this, and then you get this one, and this one is superior in my opinion. And last up, talking about how much I don't use large brushes and all that, I have one large brush that I have to recommend. It's the Morphe M441. It's a big fat fluffy blending brush. Say that 1,000 times real fast. This is what I go to when I'm doing very smoked out looks and I really want my like outer edges to be super blended in. I usually don't put product on a brush like this. I usually just use it to blend my edges and smoke everything out to perfection because it's really soft and it's really big, so it's not gonna like stamp colour on and leave it there. It's just gonna puff colours out beautifully. And I don't really have, well, I've got a lot of big blending brushes, but I don't really reach for them. This is the only one that I actually do. I love it. There we go, that's it. This doesn't have to be a long video, and like I said, I don't have a brush for every category. I didn't include a brush for highlight, for example, because I use a heap of different ones and I don't really care as long as it puts highlight on my face. I don't have a favourite, but these are my favourites, and I'll list them all down below if you want to check them out. You should. I do makeup every day, and I feel like these tools really help me. I think when I first bought good brushes, like before that I'd only ever bought like eBay sets of brushes. So I remember when I first got a set of good brushes, I could not believe the difference in makeup application to when I was only using, and I mean very cheap brushes, like £10 for a set of 30 from eBay, you know, like really bad quality. These, like, spending money on good brushes really does change the game, in my opinion. Like I said though, JESSUP, very cheap and very good, so you don't have to spend a heap of money, but spending a little bit of money, I do feel like you get the results, like the benefits. So yeah, that is my recommendations. Let me know down below if you have any that you think I should check out. I think there's a brush from Sigma that Tia always tells me I need to buy. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, let me know if you have any recommendations. If you like this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, like I said, 3 to 4 videos a week. Why would you want to miss out on that? And on that note, I'll piss off have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!